Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Access. In this module, I want to show you how you can move columns in an Access table, freeze columns and hide columns, and also how you can create extra fields if you miss them out on the initial design phase. So just to recap, the table I want to do it on is this one. 11 records there, just of names and addresses, but what I've missed off is I've got a city field, but I haven't got a county field. So I want to add that first of all. So if I just come back into design and I want to add that. So basically you highlight where you want it to go. So I've highlighted postcode, insert row, and then it makes a space for me where I can type my new column. Now, bear in mind, if you've added loads of data, this is going to be blank. If I save this, and then just have a look, you can see that's a blank column. Now what I should do there is create a lookup for me to put some counties in there very quickly. So I'm looking at these cities. I've got Tyne and Wear, West Yorkshire, and Tyne and Wear. Everything's Tyne and Wear or West Yorkshire. So I'm going to do a lookup. I'll go back into it, and down the bottom there I'll do a value list lookup. So select combo box, and then instead of a table I'll do a value list, because I'm only going to type a couple of things. So the lookup's going to be Tyne and Wear, semicolon, and then West Yorkshire, like that. And then I'll save that and make sure that works and have a look. So now got my drop down list, and I can select it. There you go. So what I need to do now is I just need to type T, Tyne and Wear, and then come down and then W for West Yorkshire, T, W, T, W, W, T, 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 T. So very quickly I can fill that in. Hopefully I haven't got 10,000 records to do that on, but that's how you do it. Now in terms of freezing columns, you can freeze columns like you can in Excel. So if you wanted to, you could just have these first 4 columns displayed and you could just freeze the rest. Now, and the way I've got this at the moment, because I can see the whole screen, it's not going to show me the freeze feature. So I just need to make the window a bit smaller. I've made it a bit smaller, and then you just basically highlight the columns that you want to freeze. So I'm going to highlight the first 4 columns, right click, and then you get this list and you've got freeze fields. And then you'll see that the scroll bar now will go behind, or let you push through the fields behind. These always are going to be in view, and then you can bring it back like so. To unfreeze them, you repeat the process, right click, and then unfreeze. Unfreeze all fields, then you're back to square one. Now I'll make this full screen again. So that wouldn't do that if you could see everything anyhow. It's only for when you've got a smaller screen. Now to hide things, this is what you can do. If I highlight, say, all of that information, what do I want? Just let's have the dates on there. I want to hide these. Right click, hide fields. If I go and have a look at print preview, file, print preview, I can see just those fields, not the hidden ones. Not the hidden ones. If I'd have used freeze panes and scrolled so it was like this, looked like this, when you do print preview, it still would print the whole thing off. But when you've hidden stuff, it does not. So it's quite useful if you've got telephone numbers that you wanted to just print off. I'll close that down. Now, the problem with this is, and I've come across this a few times with databases, people hide things and then forget to unhide them. There is no visual there to say there's anything hidden. You basically just have to right click and select unhide fields, and then you'll get the little box popping up with some tick box options, and then that's where you would see that there was hidden fields. And hopefully that doesn't happen when you've typed in 10,000 records and you realize that there's been several fields hidden. It would also tell you that you probably didn't need those fields if you haven't missed them. But if you hide fields because you want to print something off, you should then make sure you unhide them yourself. Don't leave it for a later time because you might forget. Now, if you want to move the order of a field around, you can do this. If I highlight that column and just drag it, I've moved it around. Move it back. Now, I'm moving it in this view, and when I close this table, it will ask me to save what I've been doing in terms of moving things. If I wanted that to be a permanent move, I need to do it in design view. So if I go into design view and do it in there, so highlight that, leave your mouse on this little square, push it up. Now that's, when I save this, that will be how it's going to be going forward. So any form I create, report I create, or query I create on this table, it will be in that order. That's what it looks at. If I just undo that, so I'm not going to do it, save that and go and have a look. If I change the order in this view, it does not affect query, a form, or report, because the report and the query and the form will look at what I've got in design. So it's quite important you get the distinction between those two things. But that's all I want to talk about in this little session. How you can freeze panes, hide columns, how you can move columns, how you can add extra ones if you've missed one out. So hopefully that's of use. Thanks for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.